Alrighty, lords and ladies, we are back. Thank you for being so patient. I know there was quite a bit of things that you got to see in my scribe wall there for a second, but this is the other game I had in mind to play, and one of the biggest reasons that I want to play this story is not only because it's kind of an interactive novel, but because I saw from some of the captures that it actually features someone with a disability, a female in a wheelchair, as part of one of these games. So I was really down for that. So I thought, Goddess, yes, I'm going to definitely play this because you know I'm all about disability representation and really highlighting things that bother to even include disability, especially in sort of a romantic leaning story kind of like this. So I'm excited to see what it's like. So I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect, but let's go ahead and get into this and play a little bit. Cully, thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and start. What a wonderful tail end game to your birthday. Yes, I feel so too. Let's go ahead and start. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. The bicycle road race is known as a really harsh sport. The hill climb in the middle is hell too, while putting strain on every muscle in your body. You have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill. Wow, I have to say that that's kind of what it's like to be in my body with all the muscle tone and muscle tension that I keep mentioning. Like even playing the game like Little Witch No Better that we just got done with kind of feels like this on my body after a while, even though I'm only moving my upper half. At that time, I always think, I can't do this anymore. I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time, in the end, I still take part in the next race. Huh, kinda sounds like me too. Stubborn. I've endured severe training so that I don't put my feet down halfway through the hill climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish the hill climb, I'm waiting for my reward. Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind as I race down the hill, down the downhill section at blistering speed. I think my mother would agree that I'm the same way. She used to lovingly call me a bit of a speed demon, even though we don't like to typically use that word demon. She used to call me that a lot because I would put my disc on like a really fast moving speed, or I would let my brother just take me and go really, really fast in the air. So I'm very much like that. At that moment, I feel an incredible rush. Then I realize that I have forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain on every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice. It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race. I just enjoy it, and that's why I continue to ride. That's how it should have been. I think that's good advice. Anything you're gonna do in life, you should do because it's fun. That's kind of how I feel about being a VTuber, even though, there are some games that are very difficult for me to do. I still enjoy being able to be here with you all and share my messages and things like that. And since I'm really liking this kind of game so far, I might actually do more of this, even though I love the idea of no beta, and I'll probably see if I can beat that boss. I'm really liking just being able to read to you all and kind of play sort of a game at the same time. So this might be more of the kind of game I might do, and extra bonus points if people enjoy it as well. Oops, and I skipped that without reading that. Yeah. Suddenly, without warning, something was taken from me. I could say I could also say shut away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. So there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun. Oh, yes, I think we've all learned that. I gained a lesson in life. The thing I lost was everything. I let myself get depressed about this, but I should have thought about it a little more. If something could be taken from me so abruptly, then something could be given to me just as suddenly. Good advice. It's kind of why even when I have like a bad day or bad nights, honestly, that's why my philosophy is no matter how bad I'm feeling, I never take action on like my worst day or like my worst few hours, because things always change. The wind blew. A gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of. Even now, there's still no way for me to know. Zenosha says that's very mature of you. Yes, well, I think a lot of us get lost in the day-to-day things that don't go right, and I suppose when you've had to live with like a disability for your entire life, you kind of learn that you are gonna have bad days and you are gonna have things that you struggle with. And so you need to find a way to work around those, to flow with those. And so if it means that sometimes you have to, take a break or, get away from something, just like I had to do with a bit of that no beta, it's kind of a good coping strategy I've learned. I also just realized that if I forget to read some bit of the story again, I can always just repeat it. I don't know why I didn't see that until just now. The windmill is turning. People are overwhelmed just because of the size of such enormous things. This unnatural silhouette serves as a function, but to those who don't know what that is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. This music is already all kinds of sappy and heroic. With so many lined up like this, it could be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? The sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hill somehow seems so picturesque And if these are windmills, this is definitely an advancement from what we have in some of our cities and towns. These are definitely not like the huge structures that we have that go by the same name. But we're kind of in an advanced world already, considering we are riding things like bicycles, which I'm assuming is a kind of vehicle that you pedal up and down and move with your feet, it looks like. This is amazing to think that something like this could be made. And that is the beauty of artificers, I'm just saying. If you don't have artificers, you don't have this cool stuff being made. At the very least, 5 years ago, there was nothing here, just wide open space. I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. They must be looking to create something kind of like our continual flame or some of our arcane energy, which is more of an inexhaustible resource, but kind of in a different way, because it doesn't appear this world has magic in the same way. But I still think those windmills are magical. Also, the music is very good. The cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me that I had received a text. I'm guessing that's gonna be like my Scrabble and a combination of message or something, which is what it would be in my world. Owie. It's from Anchan. To Owie. Did you arrive here already? Sorry I couldn't come to meet you. My name is written using a Chinese character read as Aoi. It's a difficult character and is often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it is Aoi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes quite a few problems. Oh no! Well, but in my kingdom, what's really cool is that, we do have masculine and feminine names, but I have cousins who have more female names, but they have more masculine qualities and aspects to their bodies, and yet they still have more traditional, quote, feminine names, but they do have little, masculine nicknames. So for them and for a lot of people in my kingdom, like, the gender of a name doesn't really matter. It's how you wear it and how you carry yourself. So I'll quickly write a reply. I hardly ever use text, so I find the key to touch awkward to use. Yeah, I could see why, because having to input each little rune one at a time, if you're not used to it, can be very time consuming. I got here a little too early, so I'm just going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. The reply came quickly. Well, this is like what it is in my world with message and some things to do with maybe my Scryball or maybe even a ring of sending. We have things that act like this. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Kazigura. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. Anchan. Thank you, Anchan. Okay. As I sent the text, I sat down on the grass. Now that sounds lovely. I would like to be able to go outside when the weather gets nice one of these days, and maybe go sit down by the water or sit in the courtyard where we do have some patches of grass that kind of look like this. This place is on the hillside, so from there I was able to gaze at the lake and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. Oh, how lovely! The rapid redevelopments of the town Kazegura meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa era are intermingled with the modern architecture. Well, that's really interesting. I'm sure that as our kingdom continues to grow and other kingdoms like New Nightingale, they kind of have something similar like this going on where they have older buildings sitting right next to newer constructions, and so part of that is from all the damage that happened in New Caldera, but I think it's so wonderful that historical and older building sites can sit right next to new ones. As a scholar and someone who just loves history of any kind, I just think that's really precious, because so many individuals think that progress means forgetting all about what came before, and so it's nice to see a combination of historical and modern in the same space. Nice! What did I just say? The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Collie, you're right about that. Like, I might not always have a big brain for some things, but some things like this, definitely. And I will go ahead and do a posture check. And I'm gonna get some refreshment while I'm at it. Why not? Yay. So, owie. Huh? Something white flitted across my field of vision. For a moment, it looked like one of the windmill blades had come flying off. But there's no way that could happen. I would hope not! Goddess bless, I think that would be, like, terrible if that happened. Yes, I do use a water bottle because I don't want to spill on my scribe ball, so I do have to use a bit of a water skin that's a little more secure. Plus, it's not as heavy. Owie. Is it a paper airplane? Okay, well, I guess it's a flying object made out of parchment. That's interesting. I got up and headed down the slope to look for it. The paper airplane, gliding gently, eventually lost its momentum and descended. Less clinky than the other one. Yes, Golly, that's true. It's just nice to not have to worry. A great idea. Yes. The less I have to worry about things, the better. Gotcha. I ran ahead of it, did a small jump, and caught it in midair. Well, gee, aren't you a bit of a show-off? You're just like my cousins. Both of them could do that. Go running right into the courtyard and take a running leap and grab something out of midair. Both of my cousins could do that. Where did this come flying from? Judging by direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and place like this, could there be someone here besides me? Probably. I mean, usually the most beautiful and relaxing places attract more than just one person. I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope. Just as I was able to see the top. Oh, okay. Oh no! A sudden gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. Hey, who's the mage casting Gust? That is what would happen in my world, don't you know it? I would get really close to getting something right within grasp of my mage hand, and somebody would go casting a gust of wind. Ah! Hey, wait! I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. Thankfully, none of my cousins, at least to my knowledge, know that kind of magic, so at least I wouldn't have to deal with that from them. Even though they have enough of a gremlin personality, at least one of my cousins, to actually pull a prank like that. Then, just as I finally caught it, I know, right? How rude. Ooh! Hey! There she is! Eee! There was someone on top of the hill. It was a girl sitting in a wheelchair. Now that is a wheeled throne. As far as I'm concerned, that is a throne, baby. That is cooler than the windmills. I want something like that for me to sit in. When I'm not on my disc, obviously. Looking fleetingly into the distant sky, a sudden breeze blew her hair, and she combed it back with her fingers. She is beautiful and cute and all kinds of calm and collected and stately. That is a good look for disability if I ever saw one. Let's hope they gave her a personality to match. Against the background of the blue sky and the windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. It was as if I was looking at a complete work of art. Yes, and that is how I want people to see disability more of the time, like a work of art, like it deserves to be here, and that people would want to look at it and celebrate it and not just see it as like a tragedy or something horrific or anything like that. Oh, she's cute! The girl noticed me. At first I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I had stepped into her world without permission, and I started to feel guilty. Oh no. Aww. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. Well, yeah, that's part of it, for sure. I would say, as a person and as a tiefling who has to ride on a magical disc, we can sometimes get a little bit nervous when people start paying attention to us. I certainly do. I sometimes don't know what to say when I have other tieflings looking my way. To show her the reason why I had come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? Oh, what? She's so cute! What? Can you lords and ladies hear all her noises? Because if you can't, I might have to kind of like fix the sound so you can hear it. Can you guys hear all that cute, all those cute noises? This is a game called If My Heart Had Wings. So this is the first time I'm playing a game like this, which is more like a novel. But she is the reason I was interested in playing this game. For the disability representation. So do you lords and ladies need me to make some adjustments to the sound? Because she's making some cute noises, and I don't know if you all have been able to hear that. If you haven't, I might need to go into the configurations and adjust. Thank you for asking that question, Collie. I would have asked that. Oh, cool. Well, like I said, this is my first time playing this game, so I'm really liking it so far. I'm really interested to see what they do with this character that they have just named Girl for right now. The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. She looks like she's welling up. Oh no! Is she like so embarrassed or nervous that she's like gonna cry? Cause if so, that's me. Ooh! Oh! I need to check that out then, Zenosha. I want anything with cute characters with disabilities, especially girls. So I'm definitely looking into that. And yes, Collie, as I have said, this is my first visual novel game, and so far, and I think I'm liking it. Suddenly, tears appeared in those delicate eyes. Oh no, don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. Huh? What? She's probably nervous. She's probably a little bit stressed out. Hey, Coffee. Good to see you. They say it has a problematic history in its development, but a very good despite that, except needs a content warning for one of the routes. Also, hi sweetie, happy birthday. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I was playing some Little Witch No Beta before I started this, and I needed a game that was going to be a bit more of a cooldown and a bit less intense, because I was trying to beat the first boss in Little Witch No Beta, and I kept getting my little teefy tail kicked, so I just decided, hey, why not just play something low-key? And more importantly, it was because we have a character who is using a wheelchair, and so because I'm all about disability representation, I thought, why not? The tears that had welled up in the corners of her eyes came running straight down. Thank you, Collie, for gifting to Coffee. Thank you so much. Oh, so it got to you. I love how they have the actual Japanese in this. Also, can you all hear that dialogue fine, or is the music too loud and boisterous? As I watched, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Huh? Hey! Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? Smooth move, guy. That's a great first question. She just asked you, like, she seems surprised that you even got it. Why are you just starting out asking whether she's hurt somewhere? I think she'd be doing more than crying if she was, but hey, that's just my opinion. She shakes her head. See, I told you. I told you. She's probably just shy or stressed. As she shook her head, she touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out, as if she were clinging to it. Oh, okay. Her hand was small and trembling. I was scared. Oh, I told you she was probably scared. Squeeze. Oh. That's me. I'm like that. Kali knows. It's okay now. What I want to know is, how did she get here? If she seems so scared, does that mean just someone decided to drop her off here? I hope not. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. What? The goddess. Is that chicken? Question mark. Okay. Let's go with it. Hello, everyone. Hello, raiders. Good to have you with me. Peck, peck, peck. Ow! Ouch! Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken at my feet, and all of a sudden, it started pecking. What? Okay, is that her assist animal? That's an attack duck. That looks like a duck to me, not a chicken, man. Ow, that hurts. What is this thing? I think it's a duck in a top hat. And I think it's her assist animal. Stop that hat. Hat, as it was called, calmed down at her command. Yes, so he is her assist animal. He is her familiar. It's a little bit strange, but cute. His name is Hat. I agree with you. That's very much on the nose. But what can I say? Sometimes names in Japanese can be very on the nose like that. It's a duck with a yellow beak and white feathers. It was a duck that looked like a chicken. What? Dude. Okay, this guy needs to do better on his nature checks, and he needs to read some more books about animals, because this is obviously a duck. It does not look like a chicken. Kali says Choto a minute. I agree. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. I'm sorry, it's because I was crying. Well, he's being a good assist duck, and he's doing his job. You know, and speaking of that, White Fang used to do that a lot for me. Like, he would immediately come up to me when I would start crying, and he just knew when I was having a bad day. So her duck familiar, her little assist companion, is doing their job. It seems he mistakenly thought that you made me cry. Well, maybe you kind of did. I don't know. This is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. Okay. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is a towel okay? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. As I said that, without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of my bag. Of course, it had been washed, so it was clean. Well, good. At least we're not giving her dirty cloths to wipe at her eyes with. That would just not be good. And Ragnarok says, well, gotta head out, but I hope you have a wonderful stream. I will. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It was really wonderful to have you, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you for following me, Ragnarok. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Oh. That could have been perfectly timed. Oh, well, why were you crying? If it hurts somewhere, would you stop? Dude, not every female in a wheelchair or other assist device is crying because she's in pain, I swear, to the goddess. Alright. That's not it. As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels on her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. Well, there you go. That would make anyone who is in a wheelchair cry. That would be stressful. That pretty much means she can't get anywhere on her own. With it being like that, that would be like me not having the ability to summon or conjure my disc. If that were the case, I'd be crying too. You got a flat tire? Yes, and this is why it pays to be observant, mister, and not just assume that she must be hurting somewhere. Like, look around. Oh no! Oh no, that's horrible! That is honestly my worst nightmare. That is my worst nightmare. Even as a tiefling on a disc, I know other people who have to use combat wheelchairs and things like that who have had this actually happen to them where they got stuck. I actually had a friend of mine get stuck in her combat chair in a magical levitating box for 4 hours until some mage came to rescue her. So she says, because of that, I've been stuck here, and I've been stuck here for an hour already. And Zenosha says, gotta cut this fellow a break. He's a romance protagonist. Perception isn't his strong suit. Yes. Okay, fine. But let's just say this right now. For any of my partners, I love them to be perceptive and wise. That's just one of the things that I really like in a partner or partners is just, not necessarily that they always see the physical details, but also that they're wise and they have insight, which would be nice if this guy had more of that insight, considering he had such insightful things to say earlier. That's a terrible thing to happen, I agree. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Yes, that's a very apt comparison. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Poochie, for the follow. I really appreciate it. I decided to stop doing the Nobeta because I was just getting really angry trying to beat the first boss. The first boss is really hard. I'm actually gonna still need to work to beat it. I mean, it's doable, but it's probably one of those things that I'm gonna have to do on my own and make sure to get a capture of it, because it's just kind of it was too difficult to do, and I just kind of thought, well, I might as well just calm myself down. So I decided to do this, and I have to say I'm enjoying it a lot so far, especially because we have a main character with a disability in this game, and I really love to see it. And this comparison is pretty apt. I wish more people would think of it this way instead of thinking like, oh, you know, having an assist device is a bad thing and it's a tragedy. It's like, no, it's freedom, it's autonomy, it's personal choice. Thank you, Chloe, for gifting a sub to Poochie. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all you do. Don't you have a cell phone? Oh no! I left it in my room. Okay, that is one thing that I hope I would never do. I hope I would never leave my Scribble or like my Ring of Sending at home. Especially because I have to use my arcane disc. That is one of my rules when I do get to leave the keep, which is very rare. But that's one of my go-to rules, is always bring some kind of communication device. And I agree, Sacred, he is such a sweetheart. She answered, dismayed. That's why I thought of another way to call for help, which was that airplane flying thing made out of parchment. And so that does mean she got herself here. Thank Goddess. Thank Goddess she wasn't just dropped off. Cool. That way, if there is someone who can get my SOS and come here for me. SOS? Oh, this? Yes. She just told you she didn't do that for fun. I opened up the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Wolf, thank you. And I see a redeem for head pats, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, so I'm gonna conjure my mage hand. And then I'm gonna do wiggles. And I'm gonna do another one because I feel like it. And I'm gonna unconjure my mage hand now. Thank you for joining me. I'm in trouble. Someone help me. I'm on Windmill Hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started to cry. Yes, because that would probably be what I would do and actually have done. Now she was fine, but just until now she was shaking. That must be how scared she was. Yes. Like you said, mister, it would be like if you didn't have your legs and got stranded somewhere. But this also makes me wonder, why didn't she just send the duck? Why didn't she just send her familiar? Because that's probably what I would do. I would just send my pseudo-dragon to go get help. But who knows? Maybe it's because the duck kind of looked a little too, like, bizarre or something. Maybe she didn't want her familiar to get carried off, you know? Who knows? Hold on a minute. Shoto a minute. I had to do it. The bag at my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Ooh, would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? Well, that's kind of an interesting question, mister. This could either go really well for you or really bad. Cause contrary to popular belief, a lot of people who do use assistive devices and wheelchairs and things like that can get out of them. They are not stuck in them. Surprise, surprise. But then there are people who really can't get out by themselves, and if she did get out, she's definitely gonna need your help getting back in. I can tell you that right now. I'm lucky that I have a disc that I can position under myself and do what I need to do, but there are people like my auntie who use combat chairs, and they need help kind of getting back into them. Sometimes if they get out and they get all the way down to the floor. Also, I had some very sweet and sexy female tiefling one time actually do some repairs on one of my items. It wasn't necessarily a wheelchair like hers, but I did have a very sweet female tiefling come and do repairs for me on something of mine that was broken like this. She had really short hair and kind of a really deep, cool sounding voice, and she was like, "Hello, princess, let me fix that for you." And I just completely lost my mind. So, I don't know, that this moment kind of reminded me of that. Okay, why? I'm gonna fix it. You can't go anywhere if you have a flat tire, can you? Well, no. She can't. Well, yes, but, would you be able to give me a hand? Yeah, exactly what I said. She might need your hand. She might need your help. Of course. Getting out of the wheelchair is not easy for her. What should I do? Sacred says, sounds like a really nice person and dashing too. Yes, she was a very dashing tiefling. And remember how I said in my kingdom, like, names are not really kept to a gender? Her name was actually Luke, even as a girl, so, Luca, but she went by Luke. And I like how he's actually bothering to ask her, like, what he should do to help her instead of, like, just touching her. From the methods I'd seen on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. Yeah, that's a pretty legitimate way to do it. It's easy. If he's gonna do it that way, I hope he supports her under her legs though, because they can get really heavy, and kind of drag stuff down. I would know. From getting lifted up and down off stuff. And Collie says, wherever you are, Luke, I thank you deeply. Oh, I'm sure they would love to hear that. Yes, they were a fantastic tiefling, and I just hope that they are happy and have gotten fulfilled and everything like that, because when I met them, they were getting all sorts of harassment for dressing more masculine and having more masculine mannerisms, and so I just remember feeling my heart going out to them, and so I hope things have improved. I think things in New Caldera should definitely be the sort of place I hope they've gotten to. If they did, then they might have told me it. I think it was like, I think it must have been, oh no, I remember. It was Devotion, was their virtue name. We both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze. I think I'll do it myself. Excuse me a moment. What? You're not gonna let her do it, herself? Is that what you're worried about? That she's like gonna hurt herself or something? What? Huh? Yeah. Whoa, no. As I put my arms around her sides onto her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Excuse you. Excuse you. She just said she was gonna do it herself. Like, come on. Like, you really should have waited to get permission from her. For that reason. Whoa, she's so light. Yes, I've actually had people say that about me. Although, you know, maybe I'm not as lightweight as I used to be, but yeah, that was definitely something my family, definitely my cousins always used to remark on. Because she was much lighter than I had expected, there was a bit too much momentum. Oh, great. Okay. Let me guess, they're gonna topple down on top of each other, and he's gonna be like, oh no, are you okay? Well, close. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down on the soft grass. Okay. Alright. Oh no. Yeah. There's your routine, Collie. Yeah. I'll have it done soon, so hold on a moment. Sure. Yeah, that was totally me when Luke was offering to help me with my repair that needed done. They're made in the same way as bicycle tires. You know, Luke actually said something similar when she was doing some repairs for me. She actually compared it to something, not quite that, but she made a comparison in that way. That's weird. It's almost like she's saying hi. I immediately started on the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. Oh no, okay. Well, probably because she's uncomfortable from just being plucked out of her chair. Like that. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Alright then. Is this duck your pet? Boy, you think so? Tiefy Wiggles, I see that. I'm gonna do the redeem. Tiefy Wiggles. Yay. Oh. Collie says you are so sweet. Oh, thank you. No, he isn't. We're housemates. Okay. So, I think he really is her, like, assistant. Then. Interesting. Housemates? I thought I'd go outside and he started to follow me. Hot, don't go too far, you'll get left behind. Ha! Animal handling at its best. Please tell me he listens to her. Do ducks recognize their own names? When he's called, he responds by turning around. Gee, you think? You think he recognizes his own name? Quack. He's pretty smart. Well, he ought to be. I mean, he is wearing a fancy hat, so he's gotta be smart. Yes, he is. That's why he's so much trouble. He's always getting into mischief. Yeah. Leg shot. Gotta love it. That's definitely some disability cute right there. As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs lay down on the grass in my field of vision. Nice. So she can't move them? Well, Mr. Man, I wouldn't say you should go assuming that. She may not be able to move them much. She might be a little like me where she can move them some, but too much movement is like too difficult for her, so. Dis a thighs or dis a thick. My goodness. There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it kind of looked like she had a disability in her legs. Yes, but we still can't go making assumptions about the functionality of those legs, can we? When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. Might she have what I have? And just because her body stiffened up but you didn't notice strength in the typical way doesn't mean anything. It could just mean she couldn't get the signals to go down to her legs. You don't know. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try to jump onto her lap. Oh, so cute. Yeah, White Fang tried to do that to me a lot, except he was way too big to be on my lap, but that didn't stop him from trying. Get off me, she said as she made him get down again. Well, yep, that definitely sounds like an assist companion. Also like me to Asha sometimes. Sometimes my little pseudo-dragon wants cuddles, and I'm just like, I can't deal with that right now, but she's a sweetheart, though. As I watched this exchange from the corner of my eye, I fixed the flat tire. Boys are great, aren't they? They always walk around with those kinds of tools. That's definitely true with Luke. She had basically a set of tinkerer's tools that she always walked around with. She was doing that before there was anything officially like artificers and that sort of thing. So that's also why she didn't quite fit in either. That's not really the case though. Okay, so what? Are you not liking her like assumption or what? I sometimes carry them with me.
に座るのなんて久しぶり。柔らかくて気持ちいい。
I can agree to that. She says this is the first time I've sat on the grass in ages. It's soft and feels nice. Yeah, it's really interesting having like a disability like that where you have to use a disc or other arcane or other kind of assistive device. There are really different ways that we can experience pleasure and like just comfort and all that good stuff. It's in ways that probably a lot of people would never think of in quite the same way. As she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched. This is a nice place, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I can see it from my window. I wanted to come here just once. The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though. 5 years ago? I've just come back to this town. Oh, really? She directed her gaze at something far away. So you've come back to your hometown? Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely and strangely sad. Indigestion strikes again. There was an awkward silence as I continued working. Quack. The duck twisted its neck to look up at the sky. What is it, Hat? She was tempted to look up too. I wonder what that is. Zenosha says, I remember in another reality, I was bound in a wheelchair for some time. One of the key lessons I learned is that life isn't handicap accessible. I wonder how much this visual novel will go into those kinds of things. Yes, I'm curious as well, and I wish that people maybe would have more legitimate experiences of having to use assist devices and being in wheelchairs and things like that. If only they could see, not like, oh my god, it's like so crappy to be this way, but to be like, hey, maybe we should increase accessibility. Maybe we should increase like people's ability to participate in different spaces. Because, you know, the disability only affects people when we don't have the right access and the right ways to get around things and manage limited mobility. If we had more flexibility in design choices, many people's disabilities, including mine, would be less limiting simply because the access is allowing for, well, access and greater participation and use of those spaces, which I think is really something I'd like to see more of in general. And I'd love to see how much this visual novel does go into that. I wonder what that is. What's that? Something is flying. And Zenosha says, you're absolutely right, Miss Tiefy. I resonate with you deeply. Aww. I'm so glad. There was something floating in the air. It was crossing the lake and gradually getting closer. Wow. At first I thought it was a paper airplane. The paper airplane that she had thrown coming back to us. Mister, you already opened the paper airplane to read her help note. I know that I have some memory issues, but I would guarantee that paper airplane is still around somewhere. And that makes a little bit too much noise to be a flying device made out of parchment. I'm just saying. But it wasn't. It crossed the lake and eventually reached the air above the small hill where we were. An airplane? It's not paper, it's a real plane. But what is this? Its silhouette is much thinner than any plane I know, and the wings are really big.
グライダーだ。
It's a glider.
間違いない。
No doubt about it. That's a glider. A glider? I repeated the name as if to confirm it and then looked to the sky once more. With its big white wings and wide silhouette, it reminded me somewhat of a seagull.
ほら、見て。旋回してる。綺麗ね。
Hey, look, it's turning. It's so pretty. The glider is continuing to turn leisurely above our heads. It's flying ever so slowly.
当然よ。
Of course, it doesn't have any thrust. As it proceeded slowly across the blue sky, it seemed to be floating rather than
あ
flying.
んな風に飛ぶんだ。
To fly on the wind like that? Oh no, here we go again. She's probably gonna launch into like a sort of typical disability dialogue where it's like, I wish I had more freedom and could do what I wanted. But I hope they don't start using that to be like, talk bad about her disability or anything, because, I mean, I do enjoy other modes of moving around, but, like, that doesn't mean I would want to get rid of my disability. It would just mean I would want to go on another vehicle for a while and get some new different types of movement. I hope that they go an okay way with this. I really do. It looks like it would feel nice. Yeah.
降りてきた。
It's coming down. What about you, Miss Tiefy? Well, sure. I mean, I would want to be able to fly, I'm sure. You know, seeing as my mother has wings and my brother has wings, of course I would like to be able to, but, you know, not at the cost of, like, who I am and how my body is. Sure, if I could find ways to get at that flying experience in my own way, sure, I would love to be able to experience it. Maybe learn some magic, or maybe learn how to pilot a glider like this or something. You know, to give me an extra set of wings to explore with. Of course that would be lovely. I wouldn't want someone to say to me, well, princess, if you want to fly, you have to have a new body. Like, I wouldn't want that. I would want to keep my body and have someone say, well, princess, we can augment you and we can allow you to experience flight. That's what I would like. And that's all I'm saying about this is like, I think the girl is totally warranted in wanting to fly and wanting to experience that. I'm just hoping that they don't go the way of, you know, if only she hadn't been born that way, then maybe she could do this or that. You know, I'm just hoping that they allow her to have that dream or that experience just like I would want to have it, without saying like, but, you know, the rest of your life is like a tragedy and stuff. So, yeah, I would definitely love to be able to fly, just not at the expense of some mage or someone like that saying, okay, well, you have to give up your body or you have to be, quote, cured of your disability to have that. I wouldn't want that. I would want someone to teach me magic, make me an item, something. Like for instance, I heard of this story called How to Train Your Dragon. And I would kind of want something similar to that, where they just kind of make assistive devices to help the dragon and the rider do what they do best, which is fly, but without making them take on a new body or not exist with their disabilities. So I would want it to be handled in a way like that, if that makes sense. I hope it does. The turning glider looks as if it had given up on rising and came down toward the top of our hill. If you could do so magically or grow your wings to augment them, I would be open to those possibilities. Because I already use magic in a variety of forms to augment my capability. That's what I use a mage hand for, and have used an unseen servant for, and use my arcane disc for. So yeah, if I learned magic that allowed me to start experimenting with flying, even if that were magic or augmenting my wings, that would be cool. But I would still want to be the same old Tiefy. It would just mean that I would have a little bit of mobility that's a bit different every once in a while. I think that's all it is for people with disabilities, and certainly me with a disability. I don't want a cure, I just want options. It's not like it was coming down to land. It was just reducing its altitude. And Collie says, "Oh, I've heard of that story. Yes, that makes sense." Well, that's kind of why I wanted to use that as an example, because I thought it was a really good one of how to acknowledge disability and how to augment and navigate those difficult waters without undoing the injury or undoing the person. And I've seen a lot of other animes and movies kind of do this, and I would much rather see the disability just be engaged with and not just either shoved into a really inspiring thing or a really tragic thing. I want to just see it as maybe a dialogue that can just be evolved and engaged with in an intelligent, meaningful way, which I hope that this visual novel does, for sure. Why don't we try waving? They might notice us. This music, I know I said before, but it's all kind of the feels. This honestly feels like it should be playing at the end credits. Yeah. She earnestly stretched out her hand and waved towards the white aircraft floating in the sky. Hey! Quack. I don't know if the pilot noticed us or not. And Zenosha says, "I personally and profoundly resonate with you on this." Oh, that's so cool. I'm glad that I can just talk about things and people feel them so strongly. That's kind of why I'm doing VTubing in the first place. Not really to be like super good at games, but to just have the opportunity to speak with people and let them into my world and kind of share about disability, maybe in a way that hasn't been done before. However, the wings reflected a gleaming light, and it really did look as if it was answering us, calling out to it. Then the glider turned its back to us and flew away, back to the other side of the lake, where it had come from.
ちょっと
Oh, it's gone. She mumbled sadly as she lowered her hand. Wise and sincere words. Thank you, Tiefy, says Sacred. Thank you, Sacred, for being here with me and being such a good supporter. Thank you, all of you, for being here, as always. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly, and I did not get to finish reading that. I'm so upset. Especially when the pace was going so well for all the other ones, and I didn't get to read through that all the way. Okay, so did we fix the chair or not? Like, what happened? We didn't ever really get a resolution to that. Hello? Okay. I fixed the flat tire and went with her into the town. Okay, good. I was gonna say, look at me being impatient. The story's like, hang on, Tiefy, let me get there. Well, what can I say? It's my authorly brain going a mile a minute. This is the residential area on the opposite bank of the lake to Windmill Hill, where we were just now.
ここでいいわ
This place is nice. So for the girl, are we ever gonna get a name, or is she just gonna be the girl in the wheelchair? Come on, seriously. I know they have to give her a name, but like they're waiting kind of a long time to be like, what's your name? I'll take you back to your home. Well, okay, but what if she wants to be out for a while? Like, what if she wants to get some food? Food or a drink or something. What about that?
うんいい
No, it's okay. She can probably get there herself anyway. I mean, who do you think took her to where you found her? She did. And she would have gotten herself back if her tire hadn't gone flat. It seemed like she was going to say but before she stopped speaking. For a girl with a walking disability, just because she was shown a little kindness, she can't bring some guy she hardly knows back to her house. Well, I don't know how those two things are, like, connected. Like, I don't think any girl, regardless of, like, disability or not, would just want a guy, like, coming to her house with her. Like, what were you expecting? That just because she has a disability, she's like, okay, sure, I'm fine with this. Remember, this is a romance protag. He's not very bright. It's not his bloodline. Goddess rest his soul. That's true. That's true. I'm still gonna rib him a little bit because it's fun. But sure, I'll cut him a little bit of a break.
ありがとうおかげで助かったわ
Thank you. Because of you, I was saved. Oh, it's very fun. Yay. Don't mention it. If your tire ever goes flat again, call me anytime. And I'll have to say, even Luke said the same thing. She was like, if anything of yours ever breaks, you know where to find me. And of course I did until she moved on and probably went to another big city to put her tinkering to good use. I only said it as a joke, but she blushed and looked down nervously. Now, when Luke said that to me, she was not joking. And furthermore, mister, why would you joke about something like that? You obviously care about her enough to probably not joke about that.
What?
Yeah, exactly. For once, I agree with the duck here. Quack. Thank you.
ありがとう。
If you're thanking me, you already did that just now. Well, okay, first of all, you should know, my man, that Japan is a very polite-oriented culture, but also people with disabilities, for good or bad, are kind of conditioned to say thank you way too much for every little bit of kindness. I've even thanked people multiple times for the same bit of help because of that, and I think part of it could just be my own personal way that I am. I'm a tiefling who's very big on gratitude, but I have also noticed that other people with disabilities have often looked at that in themselves and been like, wow, I thank people a lot more than I probably need to for every little thing that they do. And I think for me personally, I think that's partly because, for me anyway, I at least grew up depending on my mother and my father and my sibling and my cousins for a lot of stuff all the time. So I just became very conscientious to thank everyone for everything all the time, because I just became very aware that they could just decide not to help me, which I know is a really bad thing to think about. And it's I don't really like to think of people that way, especially people in your family, but it really does happen a lot where the child with a disability is taught almost that they need to be overly thankful for every little bit of help. And especially if you are unlucky enough to have narcissistic parents, this can be really bad, because then they're like, well, you should be thanking me for everything I do for you, because without me you wouldn't be getting out of bed, you wouldn't be having food, you wouldn't be having clean clothes, yada yada yada. So she might just be doing that out of habit, out of her personal attitude towards life, and it could be that she's just been conditioned this way over a lifetime of having to navigate all that stuff and sort of at the same time put her needs first and put them last, if that makes sense.
ちょっとだけ楽しかった。友達と遊ぶみたいで。
It was quite fun, like spending time with a friend. Yeah, me too. And I saw something unusual too. Quick hydration break really quick. The glider that we had just seen was now flying in the air above the hill where we were just now.
私も
Uh-huh.
見たの
So did I. That's the first time I'd seen a real one.
素敵な思い出ができちゃった。
Now I have some wonderful memories. Oh my goodness. He's just so cute. She murmured quietly and giggled. Okay, so is this how some of you see me? Is this how some of you see Tiffy? If so, I'm totally fine with that. Like, I'm sweet and kind of laid back, so I don't mind. I don't mind. Coupled with her cute and dainty appearance, was her lovely smile.
それじゃもう行くわね。
Oh, she turned. Swoosh. Turned on her own. That's pretty awesome. Well then, I better get going. Okay, take care. Goddess bless. At least he didn't say, are you sure you don't need help with that? At least he let her do her own thing. Also, very cute. Yes. Dramatic angle and cuteness for the win. Sure. The wheels squeaked as she pushed the wheelchair along with her hands. Down an empty street. Behind her, the duck wearing a hat waddled along with her. Hey. Yes? My man, she's focusing. She's focusing on getting herself home. What? She stopped her hands and turned to face me. Also, very nice angle. See you again. She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't say, like, are you sure you don't need help with that? And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And he didn't do it. Yay. She sure was cute. Where is she from? Her appearance was quite graceful, as if she were the daughter of a rich family. Oh, hey! So it is kind of like me, but I didn't know that, like, looks and delicateness automatically made you rich. I would say it's more from her fancy assist device. I mean, that's a pretty expensive looking wheelchair. I mean, there's a reason I compared it to a throne. And her clothes are pretty nice too. Like, that's probably what would have made me think she's from like a wealthy family around here. A little lady with a duck. It was an odd combination, but they seemed strangely familiar with each other because he's a familiar or something. He's like her attendant. Maybe there's some weird magical thing going on with that, where like a partner of hers was polymorphed into a duck. I don't know. I mean, we could still be dealing with magic here. Who knows? Okay, I better go. Now I'm going to the dormitory called Flying Fish Manor. Ew. Okay, well that's kind of an interesting name. That would be like someplace in my kingdom being named like the Flying Saugen Inn or something. I don't know. I mean, they had so many other beautiful things they could have named it after, but maybe it's just me. Due to certain circumstances, that place will be my new home. Okay. So, if it's a dormitory, he's either a student, he's, like, maybe poor, or both, or maybe he got a job somewhere and he's, like, not gonna be in this town for very long, or so he thinks. While walking along the gently sloping street, I look up at the clouds moving above. Floating so freely like that, they remind me of the glider. That distinctive silhouette had left a mysterious impression on me. Ew, nice. Beautiful sunset. Huff, puff. I finally found it. This place. Is this it? Well, at least maybe now I don't feel so bad about my issues with directions. Flying Fish Manor. And of course, me being the kind of tiefling I am, I'm trying to read a bit of that writing behind, like, on this. And I can read a little bit. There's such a big difference between its appearance and its name. Yeah, that pretty much looks like a real manor. I don't know what I was expecting. Like some out of the way hotel type inn accommodations is what I was expecting. Not this manor. Okay, well, that's like giving a tough-looking Japanese tosa a name like Lily. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I'll at least call it Mason du Flying Fish or something. Okay? So he wants to be more like in French. Phew. That's why even though I looked everywhere, I still couldn't find it. Yeah. Because you were probably looking for a little shack or something, not this actual manor. Because I thought, it's not this place. I completely ruled it out and walked around and around this area. Sounds like something I might do. But I might also read the sign, so, but even now, I still can't believe it, so I'll check the sign one more time. Good idea. Flying Fish Manor, there's no doubt about it. Even so, I'm still not entirely convinced. Okay. I mean, I know a lot about this place. What was that? It's an old European-style building on the shore of the lake, and because its appearance is a little spooky, when we were kids, we called this building the Witch's Mansion. Okay, so he has lived here pretty much his entire life, which makes sense from kind of what we were getting like earlier in the story. But now it just makes me even more curious why he would need to live in a place like this. Except he did say that he had been living somewhere else before now and then came back to this town, so who knows? He might be in transition. He might have lived here most of his life, then went away for a job or something, and then maybe came back. Who knows? We're gonna have to read more of the story to find out. As a test of courage, we would often sneak into the yard. We just thought it was a rich person's residence, but it's a dormitory.
Hello.
K for private academy student dormitory. Okay, so are you a student? Thank you so much for the follow. I can't just stand here in shock. Phew, haha, okay. I took a deep breath and stood up straight. May I come in?
あら？お客さん？
Oh, well, first of all, I was gonna say that this place looks very fancy on the inside, kinda like my keep a little bit, but, my goddess, this, lightly dressed girl, as they call her, also looks, pretty nice. She definitely looks a little bit underdressed. But what can I say? This is kind of a romantic game, so we gotta have some good eye candy. Dot, dot, dot. Whoa! Oh my goddess, really? Okay. We better not be excited about certain aspects of things. Yeah, and she is kind of dressed like me when I'm in my nightie, so That's why I'm a little bit like, if she works here, maybe she should be wearing a little bit more, unless he caught her right before she was going to bed. Suddenly, a girl in her underwear appeared before me, and the expression that I had tried so hard to straighten out crumbled instantly.
どちら様ですか?
May I ask your name? Why? She's the one who should be worried about having been seen, but why am I the one feeling under pressure? Because she's dressed like that, and you just kind of walked into the manor without really knocking. And what is up with this music?
訪問販売はお断りしてます。
We don't accept door-to-door sales. Oh my goddess. That kind of sounds like my mother, but then again, I don't think anyone could make it up to our keep and just open the front door. They'd have to get through the front gate and the guards first, so... Confused say-so noises. Nice.
どうしたのかなちゃん?
Girl wearing glasses. Okay. What's up, Kana-chan?
なんかお客さんみたい。
Looks like we have a visitor. Well, the girl in the glasses is cute.
お客さん?
A visitor? Huh? What? A guy? Yeah. From inside the other girl, this one was wearing clothes. More clothes, because, you know, this lightly dressed girl over here is clothed, just not as much. Showed her face, but when she saw me, she let out a hysteric scream. Oh, lords and ladies, do not even get me started. This reminds me of the one time I had Kali Baba helping me in the facilities at this new building we had gone to. It was in one of the towns over, and it was a really well-to-do building where they were having some theater that for once I had gotten to get out of the keep and see. So anyway, Kali and I had decided to go watch some theater, and of course, as you do, I had to go use the facilities. I had to go use the little TV's room. But no, because this place was super posh, when he had to go into the bathroom with me, all these finely dressed elven ladies flipped out. They were like, oh my, there's a man in here! When he was just trying to help me get to the bathroom and handle my business, and they got so freaked out that they actually had to call a guardsman over to almost drag Kali out of the bathroom until I had to butt in and be like, excuse me, he's my attendant. And then all these elven ladies said, well, but he's a man and you're a woman. Why do you have a male attendant? And I said, well, because he's more reliable than all the female attendants I've ever had. And I looked one of these elven women in the eye and I said, but if you're so uncomfortable with my male attendant helping me, then perhaps you would like to help me. And this shut them up pretty quickly. After that, they did not put up a fuss. But what it meant is I didn't get to use the bathroom. So then we had to go over to a completely separate establishment for me to relieve myself, just because these highfalutin elven women were getting their clothes in a knot over perceived danger from a male. Rant over. Yes, Kali, I felt bad about that for you and for me. It was embarrassing. Also infuriating. At the same time, the glasses she was wearing looked like they were about to slip off.
かなちゃん、服。
Kana-chan, you're close. You're just now realizing she's underdressed. Okay. Okay, this slightly dressed girl, Kana, is a lot like my cousin. Although my cousin would not be caught dead in clothes like that, she does not care about being underdressed. Oh, we have another girl, tall girl. What is it? Another girl appeared.
ゆかさん、
Yuka.
知らない男の子が
This unknown boy saw Kana-chan's naked body. Excuse you. She's only sort of naked. Calm down. And it's not like he purposely tried to see it. I mean, she is wearing that around in like the public foyer area, so I don't know what to do with that. My goddess would be rolling her eyes right now. Also, that music, I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't fit this.
なんですって
That even shook. That's funny. Oh my. Apparently she is naked in the original game. Oh my. Okay. So I have the probably not as showy version of this game then. Not that I would mind, you know, I'm not really a prude in that way. But I'm not surprised that there was a bit of censor stuff going on. Oh my. Okay, well, good to know. Huh? What? Huh? No, that's not it. Just like a god of salvation, my cell phone rang. The word mom was shown on the display. Oh great, mom's calling us. Excuse me a minute. Alright. What are we at? Some kind of gladiator event or something with this music? It's rodeo something. I quickly pressed the button to answer the call while swiftly escaping outside. Mom!
そろそろ飛び噂について落ち着いてるからだと思って。どんな感じ？
I thought you'd be at Flying Fish Manor and that things would calm down by now. What is it like? Well, the place is full of girls. And I saw one in her underwear.
当たり前じゃない。
Of course it is! That place... Yeah? Oh my. Is the mom gonna say what I think she's gonna say? I had checked the sign over and over, but then I noticed some small writing in the corner. Oh my. Is this gonna be some kind of brothel or something? No. Okay. My mind went way too far with that. It's a girls' dormitory. Okay, why is he at a girls' dormitory then? This is a girls' dormitory? I guess I should have noticed these two kanji right up here are the ones for female onanoko. So,
あら、言ってなか
oh,
ったかしら。
I didn't tell you. When your mother likes to pull pranks on you, thank goddess my mother is not one of those types. Did you do this on purpose? What is this? What kind of a mother are you? From now on, I'm going to be, this place is dorm mother, aren't I? What? Okay, I'm confused.
大丈夫よ。
It's fine. The owner and the boarding students have all accepted it. I'm confused. Just now, they were screaming at the top of their lungs. Oh, did you go into the changing room by mistake? Mother! I mean, I know he's not the brightest, candle. I know he's not the brightest candle in the cathedral, but, I don't think think he would just walk into the changing room. Just by walking through the front door, but whatever. That damn mother of mine, she's enjoying this situation. Creak! The front door opened slightly, and the girls from just now were peeking through.
Sana-chan.
What's happening, Sana-chan? He's still here? Yeah. When I called out to them, like a surprised turtle, they pulled their faces back inside and shut the door. What should I do about this? Well, explain the situation. If your mother said everyone already approved, then if you explain the situation, maybe they'll stop freaking out. What did I just say? Well, this is the situation. Oh, so you're the new dorm mother. While I was explaining the situation, the boarding students, apart from the girl in the underwear, who was putting on some clothes, surrounded me but kept their distance and watched at me. Okay. This is no good, is it? A boy being the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory. That's alright, isn't it? I mean, in my kingdom, we have a very flexible way of defining gender roles and applying those kind of titles and privileges. So, in my kingdom, this probably wouldn't be very strange. Because there are some anatomical males in my kingdom who are very good mothers and prefer to be called mothers. Just to talk about this because, he's been called a dorm mother, and so, like, in my kingdom, we tend to be a little more flexible with that. And yes, Kali, you are correct. Very much like you. As my butler and my partner, you have very nurturing qualities that are a lot like a mother and kind of like a wife too. So, yeah, that would apply to you as well. I just didn't want to out you. And Zenosha says, I'm imagining a fabulous and cute tiefling being an upbeat and sparkling dorm leader, or dorm keeper, giving makeup advice to all the girls. Yep. Kali coming in there with the ara. There. This is the one and only time I might do that. Great. Some lord or lady or magic initiate is probably gonna clip that, aren't they? Okay. From behind the underwear girl, she was wearing clothes now, but they were pretty gaudy. Were some girls who looked like they were hiding, but were nodding and agreeing. X to doubt. Oh no. If nobody comes here, that will be a bigger problem. Okay. Zenosha, big old blush. Hey, Mage Armor! Good to see you! It's been a while. How are ya?
そうなのよね。でも、もっ
Tall
と
girl.
年配の人だとばかり思ってて。
Yes, that's right. But I just thought it would be someone older. Okay, so they look like they're having a little bit of confusion about Aoi and sort of him being here, even though they understand his very unconventional role. Kali says, you just missed Tiffy doing her first ara. Yeah? although I kind of just did one now. Maybe it should be a redeem. Oh no! I guess it's fine though. I mean, due to it being my birthday, I have gotten 1 year older, so maybe it'll be a nice fit for me to be a little bit more mature and not only do the I'll redeem mine on other things. Okay, I see. You got some Tiefy head pets. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna conjure my mage hand first, and then I'm gonna do my Tiefy wiggles. Wiggles, Tiefy wiggles. I might even do another one because it's fun. Wiggles, alright. So yay. Okay, back to invisible the mage hand goes. And there we go. It's really good to see you, Mage Armor. It's been a while. As you can see, this is my birthday stream. I've been having fun so far. I started out with some little witch no beta, and then when I couldn't get any beta against the boss, I decided to switch over to this story instead, to just have something relaxing. And what I'm realizing is more up my alley. I actually chose this because of a girl in a wheelchair who is one of the main characters that we still have not gotten an official name for. And then I see and then Collie says the yays. So I'm gonna do a yay, and then I'm gonna read what Zenosha says. Yay! And Zenosha says, did you just say when I couldn't get no better against the boss, like no better? Yes, I did. Amazing. I pop in every so often, but it's your birthday, so I'll chat a bit too. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. It's so nice to have you. Oh, you're precious, Miss TV. Oh, thank you. You all are precious too. Giving you all my love. Okay. I think I already read this. Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, hi. A fearful looking girl. I like how they're all just given like adjectives and like nouns to define them instead of like names, even though we've gotten a couple names thrown around. But I am so glad that they did not define the girl in the wheelchair as the girl in the wheelchair officially. She was just known as Girl. So I guess that's good because even me, the few times that I've gone anywhere outside of the keep and outside of my kingdom, that's literally how I've been referenced to. I'm like the tiefling on the magic floating shiny disc, which is not, it's not bad, but I also do have a name. So that's fine, I guess. She is the original. All other girls are just modifications of her. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess, yeah. Incidentally, there's now one more person than before. Oh, Major, are those faces? She was kind of timid and looked to be the same age, or maybe a year younger than me. Stare. I hate it when people stare at me, like, for the wrong reasons. What is it? Okay, so now you're getting all disturbed because she's staring at you. Meanwhile, when we met the girl in the wheelchair from before, you couldn't understand why she was like upset. And one of the things that I said was, well, maybe it's because she's nervous with you looking at her or something. And now you're getting looked at and you can't even handle it. Okay.
葵くんって言ったっけ？私はいくつ？
Did you say your name was Aoi? How old are you? I'm still a student. From tomorrow, I'll be going to Keifu Academy. Male fragility to be on. Oh no. Yeah, kinda. I'm in the 2nd grade. He must mean of like high school or something. Oh no, Golly, no. No, his name is Ali. Oh no.
へえ。じゃあ年下なんだ。
Okay, so from now on, I'm just gonna say it as Ali. I'm just gonna say it like that. Okay, so she says, heh, so you're in a grade below. Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. She said, what do you mean? Hee hee hee. The person who came to speak to all of you is my mother, and well, she kinda half tricked me into accepting the job as a dorm mother. Okay, well, how did she trick you? Like, was it really that hard? Or like, I don't know. My mom has a job connected to real estate and her company manages this property. Okay, well, I guess nepotism strikes again.
ですって。どうしますゆか
Well
さん。
then, what
Change しますよ。
should we do, Yuka? Should we change? Male gullibility too. Oh no. Japan is really bad about nepotism, to be honest. Oh, that does not surprise me. Okay, I gotta lurk while I work. Okay, sounds good. You do whatever you need to do, Mage. I'm fine with it. Well, and when they say change, I hope they don't mean right in front of us, or maybe they do, but that's probably just gonna freak our main guy out again.
そういう事情なら。
If that's the situation. The person who seemed the oldest said so, and the other people reluctantly nodded in agreement. This is just until the owner caretaker comes back, or we find someone else. Okay, so I guess their job here is pretty expendable, even though the mom's kind of owns and runs the show, I guess. I apologize for the inconvenience, but for the time being, let's all try to get along. Once the conversation was over, naturally everyone left and went back to their rooms.
なんかごめんね。みんなおぼこい娘さんたちのもんで、若い男を前にして舞い上がっちゃってんのよ。
Hey, I'm sorry. Everyone can be so childish, and they got carried away in front of a young guy like you. Not nepotism. They needed a warm body and didn't want to pay. Oh no. They needed a warm body and didn't want to pay anyone. Oh no. Oh dear.
私はしぐれかなこ。なんかあったら私に言ってちょうだい。
I'm Kanako. Shigure. If you need anything, please ask me.
管理人さんの部屋は
The
1
caretaker's
階の廊下
room
の突き当たり
is
よ。
at the end of the corridor on the first floor. Thank you very much. Was that all of the boarding students? There's the underwear girl and Kanako, who is with me now. Yuka, the tall girl with the long hair. Sana, the girl with glasses. The timid one who came from the back is Ryuko. That's 4 people altogether.
もう一人いるんだけど、いわゆる引きこもりというやつで。
Oh, well, there's one more person, but she's what you might call the reclusive type. Let me guess. If she's anything like me, we're gonna find her in a room full of books.
そのうち出てくるんじゃないかな。
I wonder if she'll come out of her room at some point. Oh, says Colin. Well, if she's anything like me, she might just be in her room reading and trying not to be disturbed. Oh. In other words, there are 5 boarders in total. This building is pretty big, but there are only 5 people living here. Yeah, I wonder who that could be as well. It might be the very first girl we met, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I think she must live in like a different area, but if it was on the first floor, this might be pretty accessible to her if she were ever to live in a place like this. Man, that'd be sweet. Come to think of it, my mom did say there are quite a few empty rooms. It's old and a little far from school, so maybe it's not that popular. That first person is girl. That's her only name, which is fine and weird. At least it's girl, I guess, and not like girl in the wheelchair and things. Phew. I worked up a sweat, so I'm gonna take another bath. Well, I'm all for taking a bath. Oh, I was joking. I don't actually know anything about it. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. And sometimes I can be a bit dense and the jokes just fly over my head. And Zenosha says, I know this game exists. I've kind of been curious about it for a long time, but this is the first time I've ever given myself a chance to play it. Very fancy. So in the end, we somehow worked things out.
さあ、それはよかったわ。言っておくけど、寮の子に手出しちゃダメよ。
Oh my goddess. The mother says, really? That's good. I'll tell you this now, though. Keep your hands off the girls. Yeah, right. As if they would let him touch them. I don't think we gotta worry about that. What? What are you talking about, Mom? Well, as long as it doesn't cause any problems, it's okay. Oh, and also... Okay, it is her. I told you before, but one of them has a walking disability. Oh, okay, so she is the other person. Oh, nice. Yee, I'm so happy. Okay, we better go track her down then. And Collie says, oh, that looks similar to the furniture and decor around the keep. Yes, I was just gonna say that. You literally read my mind. Yes, this looks very similar to a lot of the color schemes and a lot of the materials used in the keep, although it's, made more of stone and some wood and, of course, bigger than this manor, but it's still very plush and nice inside. Flap, flap, flap. Suddenly, the sound of flapping wings came from down the hallway. Then a shrill voice sounded out. Wait, Hat. Something big and white came flying down the hallway, named Hat. From behind, at breakneck speed, is our heroine on wheels. Yeah! Was the girl in the wheelchair? Oh no! Oh! I love the art! Oh no! What? Wait, you stupid duck! Give me my panties back! What? Okay, I love the art. I love the little chewy stuff. This is hilarious. What a little ducker. It's your boy. the big white thing, which somehow seemed like a duck, because it is, was flapping its wings and flew behind me. The girl in the wheelchair avoided all the obstacles in her path. In other words, me, and chased down the duck. Like a drift racer. Yeah, because people in wheelchairs are badass and have vehicle proficiency. I was so overwhelmed by the speed that I couldn't say anything. I've got you, Hat. Tokyo Drift, the disability version. Now I would watch that. Freaking hell yeah. Quack, quack. The girl in the wheelchair. And so they are now calling her that officially. I really wish they would give her a name. Caught the duck at my feet and snatched away a small white cloth. Possibly panties. There's no possibility about it, mister. She said that's what they were from its beak. Jeez, you're always playing tricks. If you do it again, I'll turn you into... If you do it again, I'll turn you into Peking duck. Wow. Nice. Okay, now that's something my mother would do. Roll into the night. Yes. Oh, quack. Yep, she definitely has some speak with animals. The girl put the duck on her knee and lectured him. Yep, she definitely has speak with animals, for sure. I remembered seeing that before. Hello, yeah, you just met her. However, it's somehow a lot different to the image she had during the day. Why? She's no different. In the daytime, she seemed more dainty and delicate. Well, because you're catching her at a time where she's having to be, like, badass. And, like, chase down this assist duck for her panties. Come on, give her a break. Like, even the most delicate, women, even the most delicate looking, have a fiery side, trust me. However, her appearance was the same. It's not often that you see such a pretty girl. Okay, like, why was that even necessary? I mean, yes, you're getting to see a slightly different side of her, but, like, don't you get to do that with everybody? I don't know. Looks like your tire is in good condition. Huh? She finally realized that there was a guy standing there.
Moshi, Aoi? 聞いてるの?
Hello, Aoi? Are you listening? Yeah. What was it? I was saying that there's a disabled girl, so take good care of her. Okay, Mom, we got it. And then Zenosha says the potential duck who might be wearing a hat, deposited cloth which may have been panties into her head. Yes. Sure, I got it. Okay, talk to you soon, Mom. I replied as I ended the call. Why are you... She got as far as saying that, but then realized that she has the small cloth in her hand and tried to hide it by stuffing it under her backside. Yeah, which is probably something I would do. Either there or under my thigh. Just as kind of an easy way to carry or conceal something while on my disc. Why are you here? He's the new dorm mother, Kotori-chan. Oh yay, she has a name, and it's a beautiful name, Kotori. Which I recognize Tori as meaning bird. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up what that name means, but if I had to guess, I think it's like little bird. Because ko often is used in things that mean like child or small one. So it might mean like baby bird, but I'll have to check on that because I am a language person. But that would be my guess from what I know of Japanese, but now I'm gonna have to look up her name. Kanoko, who was supposed to be having a bath, poked her head up.
何よそれ
Really?
聞いてないんですけど
What do you mean? I hadn't heard about that.
いようにも小鳥ちゃんめったに部屋から出てこないんだもん
Even if I tried to tell you, Kotori, you hardly ever come out of your room. Same here.
新しい寮母って
You mean the new dorm mother is a boy? Yes. Hey, look. Is what I felt like she was saying as she relentlessly pointed at me. Oh, goodness. Okay.
そのやりとりはうちらはるか
We
昔
already
に
had
通
this
過したもん
conversation a long time ago. Grumpy face. The girl known as Katori glared at Kanako like she was interfering. I'm the new dorm mother, Aoi Minaze.
ハバネ小鳥です
I'm Katori Habane. Katori seemed to meet my introduction with reluctance. Quack.
この子はハト
This is hot. Hat,
もう
but
知
you
って
know
る
that
もん
already.
ねわー
Quack. Hat turned to face me and flapped his wings. He's a clever duck.
本当にあなたが新しい寮母さんなの
Are you really the new dorm mother? Yes. I guess he is. Yes, that's right. So you are against it? If she says she doesn't like the fact the dorm mother of a girls' dormitory is a guy, or the fact that we're the same age, there's nothing I can do about it. Katori closes her eyes and quietly takes a deep breath as if trying to focus her mind. Kotori,
昼間のことは忘れて
forget about what happened during the day. During the day? Which part?
なるべく全部だけど
As
そう
much
ね
as possible.
強いて言うなら
That's right. If I had to say... She stopped talking and stared at Kanako, who was standing behind listening. Kanako looked like she was saying, okay, as she disappeared down the hallway.
私が
That
この私がついうっ
I
かり
made
こ
a
の子に泣いちゃ
careless
ったりした
mistake
こと
and
よ
that I started crying. Okay, I can understand that. I know how she feels. Like, I've been in her position and I will likely be in her position and many times in the future. And so I can understand why she would want people to continue to see her as strong and smart and reliable, because as a tiefling with a disability, I know that it only takes one little mistake like that for people to start treating you differently, or like that you don't know any better, or that you're like not smart enough to make good decisions. So I can understand maybe that might be one of the reasons she doesn't want him to say anything. Also, she probably just wants to be seen as strong and cool and a bit aloof. I get that. Oh. That incident was quite startling, and I remember it well. To see a girl's tears from so close like that is something I don't experience very often. Well, I would hope not. I don't know what she thinks about it, but those tears were very beautiful. I'm sure, but I don't think she really felt very beautiful herself in that moment. Which is probably why she doesn't want it brought up.
忘れた
Have you forgotten it? Oh, she looks serious. I would be serious about that too. I don't blame her. No, not yet.
忘れろ
Forget about it right now! Oh, so she's trying to use command on him, just like I would. Don't be silly. When you say it like that, it just makes it even more strongly engraved in my memory.
うー
Sniff.
あのね、新入りのあなたは知らないだ
Look,
ろう
you're new here, so you
私
don't
これでも
know. Even like this, She straightens her back, composed her expression, and smiled. And swish! With a natural gesture, she lifted her hair up.
クールビューティーで通ってるの
Don't you feel my cool alule? What's alule?
ビューティー
Allure.
よちょっと言い間違えただ
Allure. I just said it a bit wrong, that's all. Man, that happens to me too. I don't feel so bad now. Oh, I've heard that word before.
けもう一回言うからもう一回
I'll say it again. Let me do it again. Oh, she's so cute. And she said that and then straightened her back and made a composed smile again. Okay, that's enough. I get it, alright? No, you don't get it. She wants to look cool. Let her do it again. Don't shut her down. Jeez, you're such a jerk, nitpicker. Low life? Roll away. Yes. Kotori used just about every insult there is and then turned her wheelchair around. Then she hurriedly raced back down the hallway and back into her room. Along the way, Hat, who had been thrown off, chased after her and entered the room through a small door, maybe a special door for ducks, built into the bottom of the main door. I looked on in disbelief. I don't need to say this, but the dainty and delicate image that she had in the daytime had completely crumbled away. And what is wrong with that? May I ask you? Goddess bless. I like her fiery, strong attitude. I know you like your delicateness, but my goddess, there's room for both in one woman, trust me. A delicate bud was beginning to sprout, and we shared a fleeting love. Well, that's a little quick of you, mister. Alright. But you don't know if she feels the same way about you. Cool. Alule, right? When I remember lifting her hair and being so full of confidence, I feel like I could burst out laughing. She's so funny. Oh no, owie. Owie. I'm gonna just... Oh, some of his dialogue just hurts. From the beginning, everything has been so messed up. But no, manga taught me that women can only be 2D-O'd. No. Oh no. No, well, we like our multi-dimensional women, don't we? We like that on this channel, even if I do have a 2D representation of myself. I am very multi-dimensional and proud of it. From tomorrow, it looks like things will start getting interesting. I really felt that prediction would come true. Okay, well, it seems like maybe this might be the end or close to an end of a chapter or a section. However this works, I'm not sure how these visual novels work, but would you all like me to keep going a little bit more, or should I maybe stop it around here and maybe actually just pick this up again for like another stream in a couple days because I really enjoyed this and really enjoyed getting to read it. I hope you all enjoyed getting to listen to me and listen to my commentary, even though they do have voice actors kind of doing the dialogue and stuff. I hope you had fun. I did, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to see if I can get it to go in the next section and then save. Okay, so it is gonna be a new section. So I'm going to save right when I get out of this little area here. Alright. So we've saved. And that's good. And so I think that I am going to probably quit this cast here. I see that redeem. So I'm going to do the head pats while I'm here so I don't forget about it. So I'm going to conjure my mage hand. And then do some wigglies. And I'll do another one. Some more wiggles because you can never have enough wiggles. And then put my mage hand back on invisible. And now we will quit out of this story for now.
ゲームを終了するけどいいのね
Yes, I'm sure I do want to end the game. And so that's where we will stop that for now. And since Kali is saying that Mira is on, let's go raid her. That would be very fun, and she is a very dear friend of mine, so let's go give some love to Mira. Kali, would you mind handling that for me and also letting her know how much I care for her and that I will be getting on shortly, but it takes me a second. Zenosha says thank you for streaming, Miss Tiffy. You're so welcome. Happy birthday. Thank you everyone so much. It was so fun to do this, and I'm looking forward to playing this game more, because that was really fun, and I felt like it was really up my alley. So, let's go raid Mira. Roar! Thank you, Kali.